Do you remember when you were a child and it didn't matter what you did? Life was so incredibly colorful. Life was so much more fun and exciting. It didn't matter where you were going. It didn't matter if you were going to the park. It didn't matter if you were seriously just going on a walk or building a snowman, or when you were outside, there was those little concrete, you know, things on the side of the sidewalk, and you'd want to run up it and you'd want to try and balance, but you didn't even have to actually try to balance. They were big enough for you to just walk. But the point is, you made something so small so incredibly exciting and so incredibly fun. And why is this? A lot of people have a hard time in life. They've gotten to the point where they have started predicting the future. I don't know why this happened. What I can say is the education system is absolutely designed to strip you of your normality and of your normal conscious mind to constantly imagine and think for itself. And the reason being is I need you coming into this office and I need you to sit and I need you to manufacture all day, and then I need you to go home, and then I need you to do the same thing every single day. Given that, when a person lives in this type of life cycle, they start to already predict what is likely to come tomorrow. And so now, whether the manufacturing companies and whether the school system was designed to strip you of your imagination purposefully or not, I'm not the one to tell you. But what I can tell you is this: the exact reason that you're not succeeding in the way that you should be succeeding. Whether it's financially, whether it's spiritually, whether it's physically, it doesn't matter. Every single realm stems from the imagination. Any sort of successful, any level of monumental success is going to come from the immediate stem of imagination. And when you don't have this imagination, you have no desire to go out and achieve anything, because frankly, what is there to achieve? You can't think of what there is to achieve. You've actually filled your schedule so regimented that you have no ability to have any imagination. Now, if I gave you a little bit of imagination, you're still not going to be able to do anything with it, given that you still live in the same exact life cycle. So let's kind of break this down. The reason why you used to be so excited about life, when you were younger, is because you had a world of an imagination. Imagine a spider is running up the wall. Everybody's freaking out. You're a little kid. You're screaming. Oh my God, it looks like this big when you're small. It's crawling up. You see its eyes. It looks insane. Okay? Or you are simply in a Spider-Man suit. You're jumping around. You're stringing around the house. To you feel like fucking Spider-Man. What ruined this? Why did this ruin this? And I gotta tell you right now, that has everything to do with your imagination. You imagined yourself as Spider-Man. You imagined yourself like you were balancing on concrete to try and not fall into the lava. You imagined these things, which made life exciting. It literally is the reason why you were so excited when you were a kid, is you felt like the life you were living was a fucking movie. And when you started going to the education system, which was specifically designed to bring you into a regimented life and to give you absolute structure, to come in at 7:30 every single morning, you're going to take the exact same bus, you're going to wear the same exact clothes, you're going to bring the same backpack, you're going to bring the same notebook, every single thing is going to be the exact same. Leading up to school, you're going to go to school. As soon as you're done with school, you're either going to go to sports, or you're going to come home and you're going to do your homework. You're going to go to bed at the same time. You're going to eat the same meals every single day. And then the next day, and the next day, and then the next day. And then for 18 years of your life, you're going to do this. So from the time that you were born with an imagination, for 18 years of your life, it's being completely mangled off of you. It's being stripped off of you. Do they do this purposefully to eliminate your imagination? I don't know if that was the mental thought behind doing it, but what I can say is they do know that that happens, because the point of creating, or how you create a manufacturer person or worker, is by giving them such a regimented cycle that the only thing that they can possibly think of is their work, and giving them such a strict life that all it does is just revolve around, waking up, going to the manufacturer, going to your work. And obviously school is designed to give you structure. And the problem with this structure is you start predicting your future. Hear me out. I am fully aware that without imagination, I have no inspiration to achieve anything. I cannot be inspired to achieve things that I don't know exist. How could I possibly be inspired to go and chase the $1 million play if I don't even know that that exists, right? And the idea of inspiration and the idea of desire and motivation is going to stem from your imagination. You imagine what it would be like to be this person. When I lay in bed at night, I imagine Lamborghinis, I imagine the gym, I imagine an entire life cycle that does not revolve around a regimented manufacturing space. Now, what this allows me to do is it allows me to coordinate very specific steps leading me into this ideal dream life that I have. Right now I'm sitting in a $350,000 Maybach. I'm 23 years old. When I was in high school, was I sitting there and imagining that I was going to be in the position that I am in right now? Absolutely not, because the only thing that I had to think about was the next day. And what happens when you're in this life cycle is you start you start essentially predicting your future. You know exactly what is going to happen tomorrow. When you guys go to sleep every single night, you know exactly what you're going to do tomorrow. You know what time you're going to wake up. You know what time you're going to get dressed. You know what time you're going to eat. You know what time you're going to get ready to go to work. You know what you're going to wear to work. You know what you're going to do after work. And then you know exactly what you're going to do on the weekends because you've already planned it out. And that's like the holy grail is the weekends for, most of you guys. And what happens is, in this cycle, in this life cycle, in this regimented life that you live, when did you have time to just sit and imagine? You already knew what was going to happen, so you're not imagining that. You're not getting any inspiration. You're not motivated because you've already predicted your future. Now, where in this regimented life cycle did you have time to just think about your dreams? You may not even have any dreams. And the issue is not because you're an unmotivated, undesired, uninspired person. It's you are constantly trying to predict your future. Now, as soon as you remove predicting your future, this allows the impossible to happen. To you, they seem impossible. The reason why they seem impossible is because you've already are comparing them to what your current life is. Listen, if I'm working a 9-to-5 job and I go every single day and I have weekends off, the idea of me becoming a multi-millionaire outside of just hitting the lottery is absolutely impossible, right? Because of the life that I live. Now, what if I didn't live that life? It now becomes possible. And what if I actually dreamed of it? It now becomes possible. So your level of success, whether it's financial, physical, spiritual, relationships, whatever it may be, has to do with what you think is impossible. You only think is impossible because of the life that you've already predicted for yourself. You think it's impossible. I wouldn't be able to start working on a business because tomorrow I wake up at 7. Tomorrow I'm going to eat breakfast at this time. Tomorrow I have this to do at work. Tomorrow I'm going to watch this show. I couldn't possibly work in favor of achieving my financial, physical, spiritual, relationship goals because of my schedule. But what you fucking forget is you created that schedule. Nobody created that for you. You created that for yourself. You decided to wake up at this time. You decided to get that job. You decided every single piece of your life that you decided to regiment, you decided to do that. Nobody else did that for you. But what they did do is indoctrinate you into doing it because they may convince you that you need some type of psyoped schedule that you do not need. I'm 23. Like I said, I'm 23 years old. I'm in a $350,000 Maybach. I have a Lamborghini Huracan down in the garage. I have a BMW, 2025 BMW down in the garage. I have a 2025 X5 M competition. I have almost $1 million in cars, and I'm 23 years old. Did I get this because I followed the traditional system? No. And so the point that I'm trying to make is, if you're watching this video and you feel like, well, maybe he's just arrogant, he doesn't understand my life. How about you understand that I've achieved all of this at this young of an age and you haven't? Maybe I know something that you do not know. And yes, there's going to be situations where you're in a position right now that you are just simply not able to do the things that you need to do. But it doesn't mean that you can't start rewiring your brain to have an imagination, because with an imagination is then going to give you the ability to start thinking of action steps that are actually going to put you in a position to be the person that you want to be. If you don't even think about being a multimillionaire, then you're never going to come up with an idea or a strategy or a regiment or action items that are going to allow you to be a multimillionaire, because you never even fucking thought of it, because the only thing that you can think about are the things that you think about every single day, because a person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. When you look at that phrase, you understand that whatever you think about and whatever consumes the majority of your mind is going to be the only thing that you think about, ostracizing every single other possibility. Now, if you had an imagination and you thought, well, I wonder what it would be like to have millions of dollars, and then you start doing research on what it's like to have millions of dollars, and then you realize, oh man, this is a life that I like to live. What are some of the things that I could do that can possibly put me in a position to become a millionaire, to make $1 million? Then you start realizing, oh, I could do e-commerce, I could do stocks, I could do all of these things, and then you're like, oh, well, I don't have enough time. But what if I did have enough time? Instead of going out on the weekends, instead of already predicting what I'm going to do, instead I change the trajectory of my life and I put myself in a position that allows me to focus on e-commerce or stocks or whatever it may be. I don't care what you do. You now are starting to create your own life and expecting the unexpected. The best part about life is you never know what is going to happen. And when you have regimented your life, there is an impossible possibility for anything impossible to happen to you, if that makes sense. If I strictly wake up and I strictly eat breakfast and I strictly do all of these at the exact same time every day, when can something impossible come into my life? It cannot. Now, I'm sitting right here and I can say, I have no idea what this today holds for me. I have no idea. I could get a call from a client who knows a client who's the biggest client in the entire world and wants to work with me because they just referred me. And then it changes my life even more. It doesn't really change my life at all, but you get what I mean? I could wake up tomorrow and all my clients on all of my business decided to leave. That could happen. I could wake up tomorrow, or I could get a phone call in 10 minutes right now about a massive opportunity to invest into a certain Bitcoin or into a certain crypto. I don't know. But the reason that I structure my mind this way is because then it allows me to be open to the impossible. While you think it's impossible, it's because you haven't set yourself up in a position for the impossible to be possible. I already have done that, which allows me to take advantage of any opportunity that's given to me. And so without imagination, you have no action. Without no action, you have no results. And with no results, you were just the same person ever. Every single day you live the exact same cycle. You have no room for an opportunity to present itself. And so what I ask you to do and what I challenge you to do is, when you lay down in bed tonight, do not be upset because you know exactly what you're going to do tomorrow. Do not be stressed because you know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. Do not be unhappy because you know exactly what's going to go down tomorrow. You're going to go to bed excited because you have no idea what the world holds for you tomorrow. And you're going to actively start opening your mind to allowing impossible things to happen to you, and you're going to start to chase the impossible. Start looking into fitness, start looking into financial success, start looking into marketing, whatever it may be, whatever that thing is that you've been pushing off to the side but you feel like you can't do it. The reason why you feel like you can't do it because you don't have enough time. By the way, this is such a common thing that I hear all of the time. It's like, I would love to get into marketing, I just don't have enough time. You are the one who has decided that you do not have enough time. You put yourself in a position that doesn't allow yourself to have enough time to look into marketing. The world didn't do that. You did. You decided to get that job. You decided to make those plans with those people. You decided to go to that birthday. You decided to have those friends. You decided everything that then corrupted your ability to have time to get into marketing. So don't tell me, I would love to do that, I just don't have time. No, you have time, but you're giving your time to the world and the world's circumstances. You got to understand, your life is no better than a feather if you're living off of the excess of the world. I personally don't believe that you are the product of your first design. I believe that every human has two designs, and their first design is built from friends, family, environment, teachers, food, schooling systems, everything. That is your first design. Now, if you are the product of that first design, you are not a product of the design that you built. You are the product of the environment that built you. Now, you do not need to be a product of the environment that built you. You can be the product of, or you can be the design of the product that you decided to build. Now, how do you do that? You take your imagination, you take your dreams, and you take every little piece in you that wants to achieve and wants to be disciplined and wants to be monumentally successful in any realm. It doesn't matter what it is. And you remove some of the things in your life that you feel like you're doing that you don't really need to be doing, but you were told that you need to do them. And then you find time to do those extra things. And I can promise you, it's going to open you up to a new realm of opportunity. It's going to open you up to a new realm of winning. And a lot of you guys have never even felt what it's like to win, so you have no imagination of what it's like to win. I have won so many times. I win every single day. That I've won so much. Now it has now become my structure. While your structure is, oh, I have to do this, and this tomorrow, otherwise the boss is going to get mad. I wake up and I say, I wonder what I'm going to win on tomorrow. I wonder how much money I'm going to make tomorrow. I wonder how many clients I'm going to sign tomorrow. I wonder how my life's going to go tomorrow. How amazing my life is going to be. And I'm only 23 years old. You got to understand, some of you guys are probably a lot older than me watching this video, and I've already got this figured out. So if I've achieved what most people take 50 to 60 years to achieve, and I've achieved it in 23 years, obviously, no arrogance, I may know something that you do not know. And that's the end of it. Your lack of imagination is absolutely corrupting your inspiration, your motivation, and your desire to achieve anything, because you have been psyoped and you've been stripped of your imagination so that you can work in a manufacturing company or a 9-to-5 job and you can live the same life every single day. And the only way to get out of it is to bring that imagination back. And the only way to do that is to stop allowing your environment to control your thoughts and stop allowing your environment to control your physical body, because your environment is not you. You are you, and you are the only person that has yourself on your team.